up, Nay babies? It's your girl Cassandra Nay coming at you guys with another video today. And today I am doing an update on the bump that was on my nose. If you guys aren't caught up, the last video that I posted, it was basically talking about how I ended up getting this bump that was on my nose. I snagged it the other night while I was in bed somehow, and I woke up the other morning and I was round this piece looking like Rudolph. I had a big bump right beside my nose ring, and the bump, it was like, it was big. It was bigger than normal because I've had a bump on it before and it was slowly going down on its own and I wasn't doing anything to it, but it was taking a while for it to go down. So I looked up on YouTube what to do for bumps on your nose piercing, and everyone was recommending to do this aspirin paste. So basically what you do with the aspirin paste, you can either get a peel, an aspirin peel, and crush it up into a powder form, or you can go and get you some BC aspirin powders. So I went back to the store and I got the big box because I take BC powders and Goody powders for my headaches anyway. So I went and got the 50 pack, and you only need a half of a powder to make your paste because you don't need to put too much water. Only thing you need is just a couple of drops, literally. So I tweaked it. And by the way, it does work. So towards the end of the video, I'm going to post the picture before I did anything to it. Then I'm going to post the picture a night after the first paste, and then from this morning. So today makes the second day that I've done the paste. So far so good. So what I did, when I washed my face, I directly sprayed my face with some saline spray. And I got this from Walmart, and it was $4 and some change. So after I directly sprayed this onto my nose piercing, I just got 2 Q-tips. The first Q-tip was a dry Q-tip, and I stuck it under my nose. Well, in my nose, rather. And I pushed the piercing up with the Q-tip. And on the other Q-tip, on one end, I had already sprayed it with the saline, and I cleaned around the piercing itself. So after I did that on the top of my piercing, I flipped the Q-tip and I sprayed the other dry side, and I cleaned inside my nose with the saline. So when I got ready for bed, I decided to go ahead and make my paste, but I did it differently than what everyone was saying do it on YouTube. I got some sea salt, and I crushed up the sea salt to a powder consistency as well. And I mixed in a half of my BC powder, and instead of me using water drops, I did drops of saline. So this, I'm trying to get it some kind of way. This was, matter of fact, no, not was. This is my go-to now. So if I see a bump on my nose, this is going to be my go-to. I'm going to get me some sea salt, and I'm going to crush it and make a powder consistency. I'm going to use half of my BC powder and a couple drops of the saline spray. So after I made the paste, I got a Q-tip and I put it directly on the bump, and I went on and I covered the ring itself. So being that, you know, you're going to bed or whatever and you're creating a paste, so once it dries, it could easily crumble. So what I did to keep it on my nose the entire time, I put a Band-Aid over my piercing. And when you do the Band-Aid, if you decide to do the Band-Aid to keep the paste on, make sure you use some of the tape from the Band-Aid to tape right down here. Because if you don't tape your nose down here, you're going to have some of the powder to slowly, you know, drop off. And it's going to be in your bed, and you're going to be like, but I wasn't eating in my bed and I got crumbs in the bed. So to keep crumbs and stuff from being in your bed, just basically just put a Band-Aid over it. Don't just put it over tight. You know, just kind of loosely put you a Band-Aid on. Call it a night, go to bed. Wake up the next morning, and I got a rag, you know, a warm rag, and I cleaned my face, and then I slowly wiped a little of the powder consistency off, and I got the saline, sprayed the saline directly onto my nose, and did the same thing with the Q-tips, cleaned on the outside and cleaned on the inside of my nose, and that was it. So if you have an issue with a bump on your piercing, I would recommend you get it. Well, I would recommend you do this because, like, it's very cheap. So let me go ahead and drop the picture real quick so we can talk a little while, because I'm not going to be on too much longer. So give me 1 second. Okay, so as you can see, the bump on my nose has went down a lot. It's not completely gone, but it's going down. And what this paste is doing, it's like, it was super red. So now it's like more of my skin complexion. And it's a little hard. It's darker at the very top of it. So at the tip of the bump, it's a little darker. So I guess it's just like, everyone was saying, like, you know, you would kind of get like a little scab over it by doing this, but make sure you don't pick at the scab. And they were saying that, you know, it was just drying everything under the scab. So it's going away. So I'm here for it. So if you guys have had an issue or have an issue with a bump on your piercing, on any piercing, well, I ain't gonna say any piercing, but, you know, any visible piercings, you know, belly button or your nose, ears, eyebrow, just whatever, try it. What can you lose? Like I say, these right here, you can easily buy a smaller pack or whatever if you're kind of worried about trying it. Get a pack of powders that doesn't have 50. These right here, like I say, it has 50 in it, and it was only $5. This was $4.40 from Walmart. This Morton sea salt, I don't remember how much it was. This was already in my cabinet, so I didn't even have to go and buy this. And I already had Band-Aids. So for me, it was, you know, it was a win-win situation because I had majority of everything that I needed. So that was that. So I say go for it. What can you lose? You already got this huge bump sitting on there. So why not just go ahead, try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if you decide not to use my method, which was the half of the BC powder, some crushed up sea salt, and this was my liquid to make my paste, you can easily just use your BC powders or aspirin peel. Make sure you crush up your aspirin peel to where it's, you know, you have powder, and just use a couple of drops of water. You don't have to use the saline. You don't even have to use the sea salt. But the only reason why I use the sea salt is because they already tell you to do a sea salt rinse to your piercing anyway. So what harm could it do if I mixed it with this, you know? So hey, I say go for it. And that's, folks, is my video for today. I hope you guys have had a great day, and I hope your day so far has been a great day. I pray blessings upon your life. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. You can even hit the dislike button. That's fine too. That just let me know that you watched it. Turn on your bell for notifications. And until then, peace out, Nay babies.